Welcome to this new video about Ford Horizon 6, in which I will simply show you the best cars in each racing category of the game, across all performance classes. We'll discuss the best cars for cross-country, dirt racing, and traditional asphalt road racing, covering all cars in categories D, C, B, A, and more, up to the best category in the game. Just a quick note, today I won't be talking about the best drag cars, the best drift cars, or the best cars for top speed. I've already made 3 different videos on those 3 topics. I'll put the links in a pinned comment if you want to go take a look. If you happen to come across this video long after it was released, since right now we're just a few weeks after the launch of Forza Horizon 6, keep in mind that the meta for Forza Horizon 6, that is, the list of the best vehicles, may have changed, since it's entirely possible that the game's physics could be updated. It's also possible that new cars will be added to the game through updates, and they might be better than the ones I'm showing today. That's why I'll do a recap at least once a year on the new cars. If the Forza Horizon 6 meta changes, I'll cover it. Subscribe for future videos, and please leave a like. It really means a lot. You can also share your recommended car lists for the different events we'll discuss today in the comments. If you have others to recommend, feel free to share them. Of course, for each car I present, I'll show you the setups you can install on your cars, so they're performing at their best in the categories we're going to discuss. I'll show you the setup share codes, and I'll also explain how to get the different cars, whether they're cars you can buy at the dealership or cars you can get in other ways. We'll start by talking about the best vehicles for cross-country events. That means all the little events that have a green logo like this one or like that one. In this category of races, there are 3 or 4 really interesting vehicles to have. First, there's the Ford F450 that I'm showing you here. It's a vehicle you can buy at the dealership for about 60,000 credits. And it's a vehicle that's going to be the best in cross-country. It's great for Category D as well as for Category C and Category B, so it's really an extremely important vehicle to have. For Category D, I recommend using this setup. For Category C, this one. And for Category B, that one. You have 3 setups for the categories. In Category A, this might bring back memories for some of you from Forza Horizon 5. We're going to see the Mercedes-Benz Class Classics again. I say again because indeed, back in the days of Forza Horizon 5, this Mercedes was very meta and very good in cross-country. It's also quite good in Category B, but it's really at its best in Category A. In that case, this is the setup I recommend for you. I'll occasionally suggest alternatives to these paid DLCs when I can. For example, in Cross Country S2, we can use the Ultima 1020 Coupe, which isn't bad, but is clearly not as fast as the Forza Edition Viper. For the others, for those who absolutely want to have these DLC cars, I'll put my instant gaming link in a pinned comment under this video, which lets you pay less. It also lets you pay less for the premium edition of Forza Horizon 6. You can even buy directly as well. The premium upgrade gives you instant access to the game's premium version and all DLC, including the VIP pack, while saving you money. I'll put the link below the video in a pinned comment. In the meantime, for cross-country in S1 and S2, you need to take the Forza Edition Viper. Use this tuning if you're playing in S1, and this tuning if you're playing in S2. For the R category, the best car for cross-country is the Mazda MX-5 Forza Edition. This one is also a special unlock car. It's not a DLC, fortunately, but it's a car that only appears in the aftermarket shops. For example, this one. Let me show you what I mean so you'll know where to find it. There are kind of used car dealerships on the Forza Horizon 6 map that drop random cars for you. And where you have the best chance of getting this MX-5 Forza Edition is right here. At the aftermarket dealership next to the drag strip, which is right here, well, on the map. And here, I recommend this setup, knowing that today, I won't be talking about cars in the X category for the simple reason that there isn't really a meta for the X category yet. And anyway, there aren't any multiplayer events in the X category. That will come later, and I'll make a special episode about it for you. But for now, just know that we're going to do D, C, B, A, S1, S2, and R, which are the real categories played in multiplayer. Now, let's talk about the best cars for Toge races. These are the races you'll be able to find directly on the map with this little logo here. Let's say, the light blue logo. In this race category, unfortunately, DLC cars are everywhere. Honestly, if you want the best Toge cars, you have to buy the DLCs. For example, the Mitsubishi Minicab you see here is a vehicle from the Time Attack pack. And it's literally the best vehicle in Toge, for Class D, for Class C, for Class B, for Class A, and even for Class S1. Seriously, this is not a joke. Literally, they crush everything in 5 categories. This vehicle is indeed in the Time Attack pack, And this pack, if I'm not mistaken, can't be bought separately. I believe it's only in the premium edition of Forza Horizon 6. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. In Class D, I recommend this setup. In Class C, this one. Keep in mind that all the setups, anyway, for the Toge, are really going to be focused on handling and acceleration. That's really the most important thing for the Toge. In Class B, this one. In Class A, that one. Just so you know, I didn't mention it earlier, but these vehicles are also the best. The ones that are really good in Toge are also the best for time attack mode. That way, you kill two birds with one stone, now you know. And in S1, this little share code. Unfortunately, I have some more bad news. For the other categories in Toge, so S2 and R, the best cars are also DLC cars. Still cars from the time attack pack. I'm not making this up, that's just how it is. Like, the Toge meta is super DLC heavy. In S2, you'll find the CRX, which looks awesome. It's my favorite from the pack for its body kit. They did something unique here. I recommend this tune. There are many great tunes for this car. Opt for all-wheel drive tunes whenever possible. They're better for Toge and higher performance categories. And to finish, the best car in our category for Toge and for time attack, which is also a DLC car from the time attack pack, the Nissan Skyline W TAC, which is an incredible monster. I'll definitely recommend this for other race categories later. We'll discuss it in this video. It's really a rocket. This one, unlike other cars from the time attack pack, is really going to be useful for a lot of things in the game. If you want alternatives to Forza Horizon 6's paid DLCs, look for cars with strong acceleration, top handling, and high aerodynamic downforce. For that, you need to look at the lateral G section when you're going to buy a car. And you should try to find cars that have more than 3 lateral Gs. I'll still show you a little alternative for those who can't or don't want to pay for the DLCs. The Porsche Cayman W TAC is excellent in this category. And we'll also find the Lotus W TAC, also from Square Motorsport, which is also a beast. But both of them in R are still not as good as the well-tuned Skyline. Now let's talk about the dirt racing category. So these will be all the races represented by small logos, like this, orange and brown, let's put it that way. The good news is that in this racing category, there are far fewer meta DLC cars or special unlock cars. Most of the really good cars for dirt racing are cars you can buy at the dealership. And the good news is that most of them are still pretty affordable cars. For example, in Category D, you'll find the Sierra 700R. If I'm not mistaken, it was a DLC in Horizon 5 this one. Or maybe an update car. Not everyone could get it before, but in Horizon 6, you can now buy it at the dealership for 71,000 credits, which is pretty cheap. You can also equip it with this setup. Next, we have a little French car in this ranking. And unfortunately, it'll actually be the only French car in this video. Well, that's just how it is. That's something, at least. The Renault Clio Williams, which is actually, well, a very good car for racing on dirt in Class C. It's light, it brakes well, it accelerates well. It's a beautiful car on top of that. It's still nice to have a French car in the mix. The good news about this car is that it's pretty easy to buy. At the dealership, 28,000 credits. So really, very easy to get. And for this car, I recommend this setup, which is clearly the best. Even if it's not necessarily the highest rated, just incredible. In Category A and in Category B, we'll find the Honda Beat again. Now, I say again because this car is really good for a lot of things in the game. It's one of the best cars in terms of acceleration. It's also one of the best cars in terms of top speed. Overall, it's a very good car for drag racing. Even for drifting, it's good with the right settings. Honestly, it's a great car. For dirt racing, it's a great little car. You can get it at the dealership for 14,000 credits. I think it's one of the cheapest cars in this video. For Category B, if you want to use it, here's this little share code. And for those who want to use it in A with a very good setup, which is both very efficient and very easy to handle, it's this one. In S1 category, I'm going to quickly talk to you about the Mazda MX-5 Forza Edition. We talked about it earlier. Remember, there are special unlocks in the aftermarket zone, next to the drag strip. This car is actually very good in S1, even though it's not the best. In fact, the best one, I couldn't even get it myself. It's the Mercedes CLK GTR. This car is extremely hard to get because it's not available at the dealership. And the only way to get it is to win it in a random draw or a super draw. Let me tell you, it's hard to get. It's so meta in this category that players keep it instead of selling. So if you can get the CLK GTR, it's the best. For a strong second choice, the Mazda MX-5 Forza Edition is also quite good, though not easy to get. And in that case, I recommend this setup. Even though, once again, if you have the CLK GTR, it's even better. And to finish with S2 and R, we're going to see two time attack cars. Don't worry, these aren't ZSC's cars. There's the famous Porsche I mentioned earlier for the Toge races. It's also a very good car for rally. And that's even in rear-wheel drive. It's pretty funny, but even as rear-wheel drive without all-wheel drive, this car performs everywhere and excels in tarmac races. We might discuss it later in the video. In these cases, I recommend this setup, and for the car in the R category with this setup, I recommend the Lotus Exige from Double State TAC, the one from Square Motorsport that I also recommend for Toge. This car is a rocket. It's really incredible. So in this case, dirt races have a meta that's more enjoyable and accessible to everyone. Even though, for example, to get this car, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's available at the dealership. To get this one, you have to complete and win. I think it's all the tarmac races, all the solo road races. So, it's doable. It's a bit long, but it's still okay. The final reward is this car, which is basically a fighter jet anyway. I saved the best for last. Now we'll discuss the top road and street racing cars. It's the same meta for the purple races and for the, let me make sure I get this right, blue races, which I think are really the most popular races. The meta is basically the same for these two types of events. And we're actually going to see quite a few vehicles we've already talked about. For example, the Mitsubishi City from the Time Attack pack, which I mentioned earlier. And here, I recommend a different setup with this code, for the simple reason that Toge setups and road race setups aren't exactly the same. In road races, you'll actually have more events with some straightaways, whereas in Toge, it's really all about corners. I still recommend going for the mini cab, even though, honestly, the road race meta will depend a bit on the tracks. On a track with many straightaways, it's more interesting to use a power build with a big, ultra-powerful muscle car that has poor grip. Just like with other setups, for events that are a bit more urban or have more turns, it will be much more interesting to go with the minicab using a setup like the one I showed you. You'll generally have such good handling that you'll almost never need to brake or slow down. In fact, you can take all the turns, even right-angle turns, very quickly. In Category C, you'll find the Toyota Celica. That might remind you that in Forza Horizon 5, this car was added in an update and quickly became meta. It's a great car. On top of that, there are a lot of customizations for it, and it really has a great sound as well. Overall, it's a really good car, honestly, even just for cruising around. It's a really nice ride. It's a car you can buy at the dealership for 11,000 credits. So, I think it's actually the cheapest one in this video, and I recommend this setup for it. Honestly, I think it's by far the best setup. There are other setups that can be really good, but they're a bit less versatile. With this one, you should be able to perform well both on straight line races and on races with turns. For Category B, we'll see the Honda Beat again, which performs well here. With this setup, it's a very light car with decent power, solid acceleration, and good handling. Honestly, it's really the dream car for Category B races, plain and simple. And here, I'm obviously suggesting a different setup than the one we used before for the dirt race. It's nothing like it. Here, we're going to use this specific setup. Now, we're going to talk about the 4 best cars for road racing. So, for the A, S1, S2, and R categories. But before that, I invite you, if you enjoyed this video, to show it by giving the channel a little boost. Consider giving my channel a little boost for free in return by leaving a like for better visibility. Come follow me on Twitch for upcoming live streams. We do them regularly, and we do multiplayer streams with viewers. So, come follow and don't hesitate to use your Prime if you have your Twitch Prime available. It's a big support for my channel, and it doesn't cost me anything at all. And it also encourages me to make this kind of content. So, in Category A, and on top of that, it's true that it's a beautiful car and it's a great car for cruising around too. For road racing, we've got the 2005 Ford GT, which you'll be able to buy at the dealership. It's not cheap. Unfortunately, it's still a 500,000 car. So, you need a bit of a budget to afford it. On the other hand, it's true that it's a rocket in A-class. Even stock, without any tuning, it's a very good car. But if you give it this tuning, it's really a rocket. In S1, and again here, this car brings back memories because it was excellent in Forza Horizon 5 and Forza Horizon 4. Honestly, in every Forza with this car, it was a rocket. The Dodge Viper. Now, be careful. This isn't the Forza Edition Viper. It's not a DLC car. It's a base game car that you can buy at the dealership for 115,000 credits. It's the 2008 Dodge Viper. Viper ACR. V10 powerful, good aerodynamics, beautiful car. And you can confidently use this setup, which is incredible. Unfortunately, the last 2 vehicles in this video, the best in S2 and in R, are DLC cars. I'm telling you right now, they're cars from the Time Attack car pack. We're going to find the CRX, as mentioned earlier, with a different setup code for the same reasons. In road racing, more top speed is needed. With this setup, even just using the Toge one gives good handling, but it's not enough for straightaways. And for the last one, with this setup code, We'll find the Nissan Skyline Le Time Attack again, from the famous Time Attack pack I mentioned earlier. It's a rocket. After that, well, it will depend on the tracks. For Goliath, for example, well, it's better to take the 787B. There are some events where the Square Motorsport Lotus in S2 and R can also compete. In the R category, it can compete, but honestly, look at the handling of this thing. Look at the acceleration, look at the corners. We're taking it, guys. There's no other car in Forza Horizon 6 where you can do what I'm doing right now, except for this car, honestly. So yeah, Forza Horizon 6 has a very DLC-heavy meta. We can hope and assume that in future updates, other cars will be added that will put an end to this uncontested reign of DLC cars. I hope that will change. I hope the meta will change regularly so that we'll want to try out new cars regularly in the game as well. If you want the best cars in Forza Horizon 6 right now, here's a pretty complete list. I'll say it again. If you want drift cars or drag cars, go check out the other videos I've made about the game. Thank you anyway for watching this one. I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye.